Hello, hello, hello. We're going to wait for some people to hop on here before we get started as usual. Welcome to everybody who's finding this on the replay. I'm very excited about this live stream today. We're going to be talking about the energies of the 4/4 activation portal, as well as the total solar eclipse in Aries. The title of this said the portal opens the 4th through the 8th, and that's when we're going to feel the bulk of the energy. But honestly, we're already in it as I'm recording this. I believe it is April 2nd, which is 4/2. So these are all multiples of 2, right? The 2, the 4, the 8. And I had a separate video that I did. If anybody who's watching this has not yet watched the video connecting the Lionsgate portal with the 4/4 portal and the total solar eclipse, go ahead and check that out after this live stream. We'll probably cover it in this live stream, honestly, so you may not need to, but there is a powerful connection and a powerful energy that is present there as we are sort of in this process of recalibrating, excuse me, and upgrading so that we can really make the most out of that Lionsgate portal and get the most powerful activation and a possible walk-in from our higher self to varying degrees, depending on what it is that we've agreed upon and what it is that we are ready for. So that's going to be huge. So that is a big overriding energy of this, but there's so much else to it. Hello, Plune. And okay, so you can hear me just fine. I have a mic plugged in today. So in the hopes that this is going to assist people with the sound. So let me know how it sounds as you guys are hopping on. Hello, Vita. It's great to see you as well. Beautiful. I am going to, for everybody watching this on the replay, I'm going to do my best to timestamp this afterwards because I know that we get caught up with everybody talking and chatting on here. And everybody watching the replay, some people might enjoy that, some people might not. So I'm going to do my best to timestamp to some of the critical points because we're probably going to go over a lot in this live stream. We're probably also, it hit 1:44 right after I said that for the time. We're probably also going to talk about some of the other crazy omens and stuff that I looked up, or my friend Tommy and he was sort of my research assistant in this that we dug up around this eclipse, because there are quite a few things that other people have missed and haven't been talking about that are really big. I mean, this eclipse is just, it's mind-boggling, really. As you like start diving down the rabbit hole, like that hole gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's just fascinating, like how much of, like, say we look at just the biblical references and significance here, like it's kind of uncanny. It's kind of like when I was sort of gently perusing the book of Revelations and seeing the connections to the ascension process and what we have going on the planet today. It's like there's so much truth. Of course, there are also lies, like we know there's false light throughout, right? But there is so much truth, and there were so many powerful prophecies, and it's just so fascinating to see so much of that coming to pass now and being able to retranslate it through the lens of ascension as opposed to the lens of religion, right? So kind of like really opening that energy up and getting an even more powerful interpretation of what it is that's going on here. Hello, Silver Birch. Hello, Kim. Hello, Holly. Hello, Evelyn. Oh, we got a good crowd in here right now. I'm excited. How are you guys doing? How's everybody feeling? These energies are intense. I've had so much going on just in my personal life, and I've actually had a lot of clients and just a lot of stuff happening. So I know I haven't been on here and people have missed me. So I missed you all as well. And I got a couple other videos that are going to be coming out in the next couple days that I was able to record before we did this live stream. And of course, anybody who's still wanting to join the Patreon, it's ongoing. You can join anytime you want. We've been doing energy activations on there and just like kind of preparing ourselves as we move through this next week with the solar eclipse in the 4/4 portal. So we have another live call going on tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you join with before then, you'll be able to join us live for that, for anybody who's wanting to do that. Very internally oriented. Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the lunar eclipse, I felt that energy very much. It was internally oriented, but also for me, there was a lot going on with my family and just really which makes sense, right? Libra being about relationships and the connections, really needing to put some energy into that as well. It's that energy of balance, which is also Libra, right? Where am I out of balance? How can I come back into balance? And it's a constant interplay of energies, right? In the attempt to balance my self-care and my personal life and my client load and workload, I had to kind of step away a little bit from the channel and everything. And so like I got to find that better balance where I can do all of these things. But we're just constantly learning, we're constantly growing, we're constantly evolving, working a lot and recovering. Yeah. Oh, that's all right, Vita. We're going to go over the details today. So you don't need to, if you're talking about the details of the eclipse in the portal, you don't need to worry about that. We're going to cover it all. We're going to cover it all. And so I'm interested to see what people know when it comes to, I'm trying to figure out like how we want to start this off. Like if we want to start off with some of the crazy omens and signs and synchronicities that we have going on here, or if we want to start off with some of the astrology. I just did a video on the astrology that I'm going to release, I think, probably tomorrow, just so there's not like too much stuff coming out all at once. But we are going to touch on that a little bit as well, and more about the 4-4 energies. 4-4. So on the day of the 4-4 portal, we also have Venus entering the sign of Aries. And then, of course, 2 days later, or no, sorry, 4 days later, we have the eclipse, right? And anyone who watched the Lionsgate, the connector to the video where I connected this to the Lionsgate portal, or I think the one that I just put out as well on the second set of eclipses in 2027 and 2034 over Mecca and Medina, with the cross point in Egypt around Aswan, Luxor, the Valley of the Kings, which is, oh my God, you guys, it's so crazy. Anybody who caught that video, I talked about that. It's so funny that I just messed that up with the 2 and the 4, because it's 4 days. So the eclipse is happening for 4 minutes, 4 days after the 4-4 portal and 4 months before the 888 portal. All right. So it's just wild. The 4s, I've been seeing 4s everywhere since I've been working on that video. And since I've been digging into and researching this stuff too, it's been absolutely insane. The number, it just pops up in every conceivable place that the 4s could possibly be popping up, as well as every other sequence of repeating numbers. I've been seeing a lot of 2s, right? Which, as we just said, is a multiple of 4. Lots of 2s, lots of 4s, some 7s. Not really so many 8s yet, which is surprising, but I'm sure as we move toward the Lionsgate, I'll be seeing plenty of those as well. Let me know what numbers you guys are seeing out in the chat or down in the comments if you're watching this on the replay, which also is an indicator that we are receiving activations and that we are jumping timelines, which we all know is what this month of April is all about. This is the most massive timeline shift that we have probably experienced on this planet to this date. I know that's a bold statement to make, at least in our lifetime. All right. Like this is April, and especially this week, it's fucking huge, you guys. So really, and it's not so much like we don't want to worry. We do want to visualize, and we do want to daydream, and we want to activate and engage all of those senses, all of those ways that our third eye works and functions, right? We do absolutely want to be doing that, but it's more about taking the actions that are aligned with our timeline and being in the vibration, feeling the energy, feeling the emotion, and setting those powerful intentions. I was watching, I caught a little bit of, there's this girl, this woman named April something. I just found her, and I find her really fascinating. She talks a lot about the reptilians, and she talks a lot about just a lot of the stuff that was going on. There was a live stream she did on CERN. I guess CERN has been activated and is very active at this time, which makes perfect sense, right? They're trying to screw with the timelines and with the natural portal that's opening up, right? So she was doing, it was like on that and like glitches in the matrix as we're shifting timelines, which was really fascinating. Just like we can tell that we're shifting timelines because we start seeing those glitches. That's part of the thing. And the fact that the matrix is dissolving. So that was really interesting. But what she said that I wanted to share with you guys was this idea that like when the world is in chaos and when there's a lot of chaotic energy, it's actually an ideal time to manifest, because everything is so wild and up in the air. And a lot of people aren't using that energy consciously. So it's almost like there's all this extraneous energy that just wants to be grabbed and wants to be, because everything is in such a state of flux, things can be created and manifested very, very easily. And so I found that really fascinating. And people will probably find that, what's the word, encouraging maybe. As this is during eclipse season, there is chaos abounds, especially this year where we have Uranus and Jupiter creeping into that conjunction, which is going to perfect on 420, where we had the first eclipse in the series of Aries and Libra eclipses along the what's the word I'm looking for? Nodal axis. There we go. At 29 degrees of Aries. That was last April 20th. That at that anaretic degree of Aries, that was a really powerful eclipse that we had. And what was really fascinating about that too was the fact that Mercury was in retrograde during that eclipse. Mercury had stationed to go retrograde in the sign of Taurus. And of course, as some of us know, as everybody is about to know, Mercury is retrograde right now, began yesterday, and will be within a few degrees of the eclipse. So in conjunction range of the eclipse, retrograde in Aries. So interesting, the Mercury retrograde connection there as well. The Mercury last time, I wasn't a big major player as far as aspects in that eclipse, but Mercury was stationed to go retrograde, which gave it a powerful energy there. And I go into that more in the video that I'm going to release tomorrow. But it's just a fascinating thing. The Mercury retrograde adds an interesting flavor to this eclipse season, right? Really bringing us back through, having us revise, having us look at all the details. And I encourage everybody who hasn't yet to watch the video that I just released on the eclipses coming in 2027 and 2034. It was called something like the shocking thing that nobody has told you about the total solar eclipse in Aries, or something similar. You guys will see it has the picture of the maps on it. And these sets of eclipses that we have coming up are like the finale of this energy that we're experiencing right now with this total solar eclipse. Hello, Annika. Hello, Fresh Start. Hello, Shosh. Hello, beauties. And what connects them is the fact, for anybody who isn't aware, is the fact that when we look at this 2024 eclipse that we're experiencing on the 8th, it slices a line from corner to corner through the United States. And there's another eclipse back in 2017, which is according to this one researcher whose information, I linked a couple of really fascinating articles in the video I was just referencing. So definitely check those articles out, because they have go into so much detail. According to his research and the way that he is viewing this cycle, these are part of the same Hepton cycle of eclipses. Right, so we have the 2017 eclipse, which sliced a line directly through the United States from corner to corner in the opposite direction. So they're crossing, these two paths of totality of these eclipses are crossing each other. And the point where they cross is a section of southern Illinois known as Little Egypt. And it is very near the town of Maconda, Illinois, which is known as the Star of Egypt. And if you actually break down the apex point of these two eclipses even further, it's something like Cedar something. I forget the town, Cedar something, but the road that they converge on is called Salem Road. And this is really fascinating. A lot of people have been discussing the fact that Salem is an old biblical term for Jerusalem. And there are actually 7 towns named Salem that the 2017 eclipse passed through. And then the exact apex point within Little Egypt is a road called Salem Road. All right. And people were playing off this interesting phenomenon where the 2024 eclipse goes through. They say 7, a lot of people, because they think it sounds better, but it's actually 6, according to the research I did. 6 towns called Nineveh. And Nineveh is a biblical, it's an Assyrian city. I think it was the capital of the Assyrian Empire. It was a very big city in the Assyrian Empire. And that's connected to the story of Jonah in the Bible, which is fascinating because there's a connection with the constellation of the whale right now as well. I know this is a lot of information, but so which really plays into the story of Jonah and how God commanded Jonah to go preach to the people of Nineveh and offer them a chance at salvation, because that was the Assyrians, and that city in particular represented like depravity. There was a lot of violence. There was a lot of what God would consider very sinful and dark behavior or energies there. And so Jonah tried to shirk his duties. He ran off to sea. God sent storms after him. So the people didn't want to die, so they threw him overboard. And that is the story of how Jonah was swallowed by the whale, which connects with the constellation of the whale that is very activated right now in the sky. And he repented for 3 days. And then when he was released, he did go to Nineveh and he preached to them. And many say, and it is historically documented, that around that time, there was a total solar eclipse. And so it is speculated that that eclipse was above him in the sky when he was preaching to the Ninevans, if you want to call them that, because there doesn't seem to be very many explanations for why they would have repented, which they did. And then they were, of course, saved. And so that's fascinating, right? The number 6, of course, connecting to the devil as most people see it. Although those of us in ascension circles, we understand now that the 6 is actually the number of ascension, the circle representing the cycle of karma and reincarnation that keeps us trapped in the matrix, and then the tail on the 6 representing our ascension out of the matrix. All right, this is why they inverted the number 6, because it is actually one of the holiest of numbers. But interesting, the connection there, right? The 7 pure cities of Salem or Jerusalem, and then the 6 sinful cities of Nineveh, which we can see as representing the timelines of the 3rd dimension, the inverted, and the 5th dimension, or the organic matrix. So there's a lot of interesting symbolism just around that, right? And then this crossing point where they connect. And then I related that to the 2027 and 2034 eclipses, which are occurring across Africa. So the first one, it goes over the top of Africa, goes down, cuts Egypt directly in half from corner to corner, just like the United States is being sectioned right now by these eclipses, right? Entering in that top left corner, exiting out the bottom right corner, running right along the Nile River for quite some time. And then moving out through the corner where you're going to find Luxor, where you're going to find inland a little bit, the Valley of the Kings, Aswan. These are all the places that I visited when I went to Egypt in 2021. There's so much powerful energy there, so many very holy, holy temples, and it's just a very magical land, right? And then out through the Red Sea and through Mecca in Saudi Arabia and the Saudi Arabian coastline before exiting out of Yemen. And the 2034 eclipse comes up through, and I without reading it, I can't recite to you all the names of the countries, but it comes up through in another direction, then moves through the bottom of Egypt, and then goes through Saudi Arabia, and then continues onward, going through the Middle East, going through Tibet, China, India, all of that. So really, really powerful. And that second eclipse moves through Medina. So Mecca and Medina are the 2 holy cities of Islam, which is really fascinating. And the Red Sea is sort of like that point in the middle, right, between Egypt and Saudi Arabia, that many speculate this area is very much having to do with so many stories with Abraham and Moses and the chosen people, right? And this land that was promised to them. And just a lot of really crazy, powerful biblical lore, right? That's related to these places. And the cross point of the 2027 and 2034 eclipses is Egypt itself. So in the United States, the cross point is Little Egypt, the Star of Egypt. And then the cross point of these next set of eclipses is Egypt itself, and this powerful point in Egypt or area in Egypt, as well as that powerful area of the Red Sea. And I feel like there's something underwater there. There's something really powerful and significant within the Red Sea. And I was actually told, and I haven't fact checked this, but I was told that currently right now in the Red Sea, the Saudi Arabians are sinking boats. And I believe this has something to do with what's happening in Palestine, but I'm not 100%. So I don't want to say too much and be stating things that aren't accurate. But I know there's a lot going on there right now. And this all plays into the end of days scenario as well, with the temple, right? The building of the temple, representing the end of days. That temple, of course, that cannot be rebuilt right now, that has been destroyed many times, and something that's in the holy city of Jerusalem. And something that is really fascinating that connects with all of that is the fact, and this is something that nobody else has talked about. And I have to look this up to get the numbers right, because I always inverse the numbers in my mind. I believe it's 2,242, but I want to make sure that I get these numbers right for you guys. Yeah, 2,422. So these eclipses, these sister eclipses, are 7 years apart, right? Bringing back through that magical number of 7. So the eclipse 2017 and the 2024 eclipse that we're about to experience, 7 years apart. The final eclipses, and this heptan cycle of eclipses, they're all 7 years apart, all happening on the same day of the week. So these specific ones we're talking about right now, these total solar eclipses, are happening on Mondays, which is the moon's day, which is interesting, right? And in 2027 and 2034, these are spaced 7 years apart, 2034 being the final eclipse within this heptan cycle. And these 7 years break down to 2,422 days, roughly. So these eclipses are 2,422 days apart. What makes this more fascinating is that we are in a leap year right now, and we've been talking about quantum leaping through timelines, right? And so the way that they calculate the leap year is by adding 0.2422, the portion of a day, 4 times, and you get roughly 1 day, and that's added in every 4 years. And you see that energy of the 4 coming through again, right? Which I didn't even connect until right now. So the 0.2422 is the calculation used to create the leap years, which we are currently in. It's also the number of days between these solar eclipses. And so something really fascinating that my friend Tommy did, was he looked up the Matthew 2422 in the Bible, in the Gospel of Matthew, which we didn't realize this part of the Bible actually relates to the end of days, which is the crazy part. We didn't even realize this. And I'm going to read you guys the quote. So what I had to do a little research, because I'm not super familiar with the Bible, but I found this really fascinating. So in Matthew 24, apparently Jesus is answering the disciples' question about the destruction of the buildings on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, and questions about the end of the age, or the end of days. And so they wanted to know when the destruction was going to happen and what would be the sign of his coming at the end of the age. And so Jesus's answer, so Matthew 24:22 through 24, which I think is interesting considering we're in 2024 right now, says, "If those days had not been cut short, no one would survive. But for the sake of the elect, those days will be shortened. At that time, if anyone says to you, 'Look, here is the Messiah,' or 'There he is,' do not believe it. For false messiahs and false prophets will appear and perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect." And what's fascinating about this is that the elect, some people also translate as the chosen, right? So this energy of the shortening of days. And so what some people translated this to mean, and I thought this was fascinating too, because we're talking about the 4s, right? Another way to look at the 4s would be, we look at it as this is the 4th cycle of the earth, right? We've been reset 3 times. This is the 4th reset, our 4th opportunity. All right. But you can also look at it as the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, another reference to the 4, right? And here, one of the translations of this part of the gospel translates and implies that the Lord will cut the forces gathering for the last debacle. He will hold back the 4 winds to allow the saints living at the very end of this time period to make their calling and election until their sealing is complete. So essentially, I'm going to read this part too. We interpret Matthew 24:22 as meaning that there are still some foot members of the church on the scene during the very last days of the harvest who are in the process of working out their calling and election. The Lord will hold back the forces of Armageddon for their sakes or on account of them, so that they can complete what they have started. What they have started, possibly meaning the ascension, right? The breaking free of the false matrix. The harvest, which is an interesting term. So harvest is sometimes the different interdimensional beings sometimes refer to ascension periods as the harvest, where they're harvesting the souls who have completed that 51% service to others and are ready to move on to the next stage of their evolution as souls. So I thought the mention of the harvest was interesting here too, right? And so this is like people working out their calling and election, working out their decision to choose the higher timeline. All right. So this is just something to think about, something that I thought was really fascinating when I read all of this and I realized everything that's going on right now. That, and of course, always, right, we have had all of this energy within the Middle East. And we talk about this energy of keeping this chaos and this darkness in these holy places on purpose, right? This is true in Egypt as well. I felt that when I was there. I felt the way that they had layered darkness over the energy. It was like I was feeling into it, but there was so much heaviness on top of it. It honestly made me really sad. And so we see that everywhere, and there is so much heaviness and so much conflict that has always gone on, you know, in this part between Israel and Palestine and all of this, right? And it is just heartbreaking what's going on there. But this is the stuff that they talk about in the end of days. All right. I don't know. You can keep going down this rabbit hole. Honestly, I don't know enough about it to say much more. I do know that one of the crazy, and my partner, he told me not to say this. He told me do not speak these words, but I feel like I need to. I don't really fully understand the significance of them. But as we were talking about this, and he was telling me about how they say in the end of days will occur when the temple is rebuilt. All right, which means there has to be a unification of Israel and Palestine in order for the temple to be built, or they have to take over, right? Like that will initiate the end of days. And this crazy phrase that popped into my mind was Palestine is the temple. So I don't know what that means, but that was like, oh, it gives me chills just thinking of it. But that was what came through for me. I think it's obviously an abstract, a symbolic when we talk about the temple, but there's something really powerful there, and there's something really powerful in this area. And I talked about this in the video, so definitely go and watch the video on the video that I just released talking about this. You'll see the maps in the thumbnail. But I talked about the significance of Egypt and the powerful ascension codes being held there, and the fact that everyone who's being called to travel to Egypt, one thing that we're doing besides clearing off the third eye for humanity is that we are receiving activations. We're activating the codes within Egypt, and Egypt is activating the ascension codes within us. And then those codes go out to the people that we touch and connect with. Just as when people connect with me because I was in that energy, they receive those ascension codes from me. Sid, will that dark energy disappear in or before ascension? And so what are you referring, Annika, to the dark energy layered over Egypt? As we alchemize it, the dark energy disappears. So the cool thing about the eclipses is that they are a union of the dark and light, right? They are a union of, and so Rising Phoenix Aurora did a really great job of describing this, right? The bifurcation. So this is like the Venn diagram I'm trying to create here with my fingers, right? The two circles come together, they overlap in the middle, and eventually they become one, right? So two become three, become one again. And so this is like the third dimension, the fifth dimension, creating the fourth, coming together during the eclipse. And quite literally, when light and dark come together like this, the darkness is completely obliterated. So when we have an eclipse, two things are happening. One thing that's happening is we are bifurcating. So we're splitting more profoundly. The different dimensions, the different realities are splitting more powerfully off of each other. But in that moment of eclipse, the inverted is completely eclipsed out. It no longer exists. We are only existing in the organic perfection. And then, of course, that it's almost like that moment of being in the organic perfection is what facilitates the further bifurcation as they once again move back away from each other. It's like they end up further apart, and that connection becomes smaller. That's that thread that's still linking them together. And this is why we're going to feel, as we continue moving forward from 2025 on, more and more distinctly like we are living in separate worlds, because we are. All right. So this 2024 is the major timeline hop, especially this week. It's the major timeline jump. All right. And then we begin cementing in that frequency. And as we move forward, it becomes much less malleable. We're much more anchored into either the higher vibrational timeline and different versions of that, or the lower vibrational timeline and the different versions of that, and the experiences that those facilitate. And yes, Egypt, the dark, like I said, as we go there and we bring our light to these locations, we begin alchemizing the darkness. We begin clearing it out. And yes, the final clearing will be during the ascension. All right, but we can assist with that. Even if we can't physically go and bring our light to these places, we can meditate on them. There is a connection with the Grand Canyon in Egypt, in the United States. So if you go to the Grand Canyon, you can connect even more powerfully in with the energy of Egypt. All right. Similarly, how you can go to Sedona, and that is connected. There's a line that connects that to Machu Picchu. All right. So you can affect that energy, because all of these sacred chakra points of the earth have been polluted, and these holy points and places. And so we can assist in that way. We don't even have to physically go there. You could probably go to Little Egypt. There's clearly a connection there where you see the cross point of these eclipses. You could probably go there and connect with the energy of Egypt very powerfully. Or in your own living room, in your own bed, sitting out, staring at the sun, receiving those light codes from the sun, just sending that light and that healing intention to Egypt or to any of these places. And also setting that intention to receive those light codes, because they can't blot those out. Those are still there. That energy, that is such a power point and power place on this planet. Yeah. Oh, I have those dreams with the teeth all the time, Annika. That's probably my most recurring bad dream. Honestly, I dream about it all the time. It's so, those dreams are so strange. Does anybody know the meaning of that when you lose teeth in a dream? In my dreams, it's like I loosen them up and I wiggle them, and I just start noticing that they're all loose. And so I pull one out and I'm like, oh, that's terrible that I just lost a tooth. And I'm like, oh no, this one's loose too. And before I know it, I have no teeth. I know that there's a very specific meaning to those dreams. Yeah. Tanya says, in the early 1900s, some Egyptian artifacts were removed from a cave in the Grand Canyon. Yes, and even more recently, Tanya, people have found, they found mummies there, they found tombs, they found hieroglyphics carved into the walls. And wherever they find this stuff, of course, it's cordoned off, and the public isn't allowed to visit there anymore, right? Because they don't want us to know about this connection, but it absolutely does exist. So many meetings, says Vita. Well, there's like a specific one. We need to look this up. This is so weird that you mentioned that, Annika, honestly. I don't know what the connection is here, but this just got brought up yesterday. I think it was a show that we were watching or something. I almost want to think it was Young Sheldon. We watch that sometimes. I don't know if you guys have seen that super cute show. But there was somebody had that dream. No. It was Station 19. Yeah, I do. I watch some TV. You know, that's one of my guilty pleasures still. I got to unplug somehow sometimes, right? Somebody had a dream about that, about the missing teeth. So I was just talking about that yesterday. So that's so weird that that's coming back up again today. I feel like there's a message, whatever the message of that dream is, maybe it's like a message for us right now or something. I don't know. Witch wound, past lives, and whales lately, as well as Egypt themes coming through, Jamie says. Yeah. And Solomon's temple. So will somebody drop me? I wish Solomon was on here right now, because I feel like positive that he knows, not because his name is Solomon, but just because he goes into a lot of this biblical stuff and the esoteric like history and stuff like that. honestly, I'm a little bit ashamed to say that I'm not super well versed on Solomon's temple. Is that I don't think that's the same thing as the Holy Temple in Jerusalem, or is it? I don't know. That would be, that would be interesting to find out. I'm just finding these things out and sharing with you guys what I find out as I go here, And I'm so grateful that we're all here together talking about this. This is so powerful. This is so powerful. Like, just we are eclipsing out the old earth. We are eclipsing out the false matrix right now. We've been doing it since 2012, really powerfully since 2020, 2021, but like we're really gaining steam at this point, and this is huge. And I really truly felt like that final eclipse in 2034 is going to be like the final eclipsing, the final point of bifurcation, the final separation, that final point of ascension. It really feels that way to me. Obviously, timelines could shift. It could happen anytime. It could happen sooner. It might take longer. But that to me feels like a very significant point, if not the, and that's 10 years from now. So that's really not that far away, you guys. And then when is it? 2044 that Pluto moves into Aries, right? Or not Aries, sorry, Aquarius. What is Pluto moving into next? So we're going backwards. So we had, right? No, we're going forwards. Pluto. Well, I don't know why I'm having a brain fart right now. Sagittarius? I thought Pluto, no, it's Pisces. Pluto moves into Pisces next. Jesus Christ. I don't Speaking of Jesus Christ, so what I didn't go over with you guys surrounding all of those eclipses and everything, and the paths of totality, was the creation, that what connected all of these eclipses together was the creation of the Aleph and the Tav. So maybe that's why this all came out to bring me. Yeshua is trying to bring us back to the point here so that we cover the rest of the information there. So when we combine the paths of the 2024, the 2017 eclipse that I told you about, and then we add in the 2023 hybrid solar eclipse that we had on October 14th, the three paths of totality. So the two paths of 2017 and 2024 create an X or a Tav, which is a Paleo-Hebrew letter. If we add in the 2023 eclipse, they create what's known as an Aleph, which is another Paleo-Hebrew letter. So the Aleph representing the A or the beginning, the Alpha, and the Tav representing the end or the Omega. So the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. That's one of the most sensational aspects of these eclipses, is just the creation, very clear creation of those letters. And that's all in the video that I posted. I actually posted photos of what the letters look like and of the paths of totality of the eclipses. So it's really powerful. And so these eclipses crossing in Egypt are creating another Tav, representing the ending. Also representing, I believe it's the Tav that represents the oneness of God. All right, so it's that aspect is really powerful. And the Aleph Tav is also considered the fingerprint of Jesus by some. And the X itself represents the energy of Christ. It's in Greek, I believe it is chi or chi, chi, which represents Christ. That's why we say Xmas in the United States sometimes instead of Christmas. So that energy, like Yeshua's energy, is all over this. And it is the return of the Christ consciousness. Something else that's really interesting about that is the fact that Aleph is very close to Alpha, right? And it does represent Alpha and Omega. And so this generation of children being born right now is called the Alpha generation. And we've been talking on here quite a bit about this next wave of starseeds, the fourth wave of volunteers. These, I like to call them the ultraviolet children. Some call them the rainbow children, right? Being born, some say since 2010. I feel probably in earnest more since 2012, since that's when we really started breaking this thing apart, right? Okay, so they are the return of Christ. They are the fully Christed ones, the ones that bear the Christ consciousness, that carry that Christ consciousness in its purest form to this planet. All right, so I thought that Rising Phoenix Aurora connected that with the generation Alpha, and I was like, it's perfect, right? They are the beginning. All right, we came through the generations of starseeds before to initiate the end of the false matrix, right? The end of all of this negative karma, all of these karmic cycles and loops, all of this ancestral baggage and wounding and trauma. We came through to end all of that, to be the end, so that they could be the beginning. I love you, Plune. And hello, Vincent. It's great to see you. Yes, definitely. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead. That would be greatly appreciated. I see we've got 10 likes and 17 people. So yes, go ahead, go at it, you guys. But see that energy. It's just the signs and synchronicities are absolutely insane. So yeah, Pluto is going to be moving into Pisces in 2044, I believe. But I don't, we're not even going to go there. But 2034, I'm really feeling as possibly that ascension point for us, when we have that second eclipse completing that Tav, that X there in the Middle East and over the Red Sea there and that little corner of Egypt. So just so powerful. And on top of all of that, we have this eclipse just from an astrological basis happening exactly conjunct Chiron. And we don't have exact conjunctions all that often when we have these moons. A lot of times it's like, within a couple degrees. This is to the exact degree. So this is a powerful healing. When we add the North Node in there as well, this is a powerful breakthrough in our healing journey that is really going to facilitate and allow us to move into that second part of the Chiron journey, right? The first part is healing the wound. The second part is sharing that healing with others. So this is where we're at. This is huge, like beyond huge. Do you guys want to pull some cards? Are you feeling that? You want to pull some cards on this energy here? I did a little mini reading, and I'm gonna that should be uploaded after this live stream's done. But clear. I haven't really had a chance to pull many cards lately. I've had so much going on. I haven't really been on here. So we're going to see what the cards have to say for this eclipse. And as I'm doing this, and how has this been going? I tried a different internet connection. It looks like the live stream's been holding up pretty well, right? Oh, I'm so happy, Shauna. That's so beautiful. That is the ultimate goal. That is amazing. Shauna says that she's been inspired to start her own healing sisterhood. Leave us the details and the information on that and what that entails, because we would love to know, Shauna. And you guys, I feel like and I'm going to rename the Cosmic Creators Facebook group, the Cosmic Rebels, right? Because that's the phrase now. That's the tribe. And I really love that. But I feel like that group's really underutilized. So this is the kind of stuff to post in there if you're not a member yet, Shauna. And everybody who's not, like, when you create things like that, share. I want everybody to share these things with each other. Anyone who's on the Patreon as well. I don't know if you can post stuff. I'm still learning the Patreon. But definitely in the group, like, share what is, like, any business that you're starting, anything that you've created, any channels that you have, anything that you do, any insights that you've had, like, share those with us so that we can support each other and so that we can be inspired by each other, because it's fucking beautiful, you guys. This is what we came here to do, was to activate each other's light. Right? That's what this process is all about. It's about the flame that ignites and lights all the flames around it, and how those flames grow. And now that we're getting into the cards here, I haven't done anything for TikTok in quite a while. So I am going to go live on TikTok as well, so that they can kind of enjoy in some of this fun. I needed my notes for you guys for that first part. So I didn't go on there because I needed to be able to reference, especially the 2242 thing. I start flipping it around to 2422. And isn't that funny too? We've been talking about the multiples of two, right? The twos, the fours, and the eights. 2422 is all that energy as well. Those multiples of two. So that's really fascinating in and of itself, isn't it? Let's see. I'm going to say 4-4 portal. And solar eclipse. All right. Get that going as well. All right, so let's see what the cards have to say for this eclipse season. Clear for the 4-4 portal, and we're definitely going to pull some activation cards as well. I hate coffee when it's not hot anymore. I shouldn't even be drinking coffee, honestly. It is dehydrating, so make sure if you are caffeinating that you are making up for it with lots of water, because with all the cellular activations and everything that we have going on right now, clear. We definitely want to stay hydrated. Me too, Lisa. I am. My cards have been calling to me. I haven't had time to really do much with them for the past couple of weeks, and they're just like, come play with me. Come play with me. Clear. All right, let's get some energy for this eclipse season and 4-4 portal for this gateway of energy here that we are experiencing in April. Back on the black tea. Oh, the black tea. That's not so bad, though. It would honestly, if I could transition to black tea, I would be really proud of myself right now. So don't be too hard on yourself with that. Obviously, our body appreciates probably no caffeine as opposed to low caffeine, but still, you know what I mean? Like, give yourself a break. Like, it's so funny too. I was thinking like black tea, black sea. You know? Yeah, I don't know. For all you on TikTok who are just joining us, go ahead and catch the full live stream on YouTube if you want. We just went over all the omens and the symbology of the eclipse. I needed my notes on my phone, so I couldn't be live with you guys as well during that part, but it's all recorded on YouTube, as all of my live streams are in their totality. So if you don't want to miss it, go ahead and check my bio, and you'll see in my link tree, my YouTube channel linked, Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. And hello, it's great to see you all. I have missed you as well. I know it's been a while since I've been live on TikTok. I love and appreciate you all so very, very much. We're checking into this energy here. We're seeing what Spirit wants to share with us regarding this portal, this gateway of energy from the 4-4 to the 4-8, and really kind of beyond. We're not going to limit ourselves to those dates, but that is like the power point of energy that we're working with here. So we have the Page of Swords as our first card out here. All right. It's so weird trying to like get like the camera angles here. Page of Swords. So this is knowledge. This is information coming through. And a lot of us, I mean, like we said, this is a powerful process that is connecting us on a deeper level with our higher self, with our higher timeline. So it makes sense that there's going to be a lot of downloads, a lot of information coming through. But this also seems like more perhaps 3D type of information as well. Let's get a little more information on the Page of Swords here. This is also Spirit saying learning to be open to information, learning to be open to receiving the knowledge, the wisdom, and the insight, and the truth. Ooh, yeah. And this came through in the reading that I just did, that I already posted on TikTok, and I'm going to be posting on YouTube after this live stream's over. The truth, this awareness. There's a powerful, powerful seeds of awareness is the way that I want to say this. Seeds of awareness that were planted and are now coming into fruition. And this isn't just when it comes to awareness. This is seeds in general. As we move through April, sorry, my boots are really hot. I got to take these off, you guys. As we move through April here, there is so many of the seeds that we've planted, even over the past few years, are going to be blooming, just as we see in the Northern Hemisphere, the flowers beginning to bloom, all of that energy, the grass beginning to poke up through the surface of the ground. Here in the Northeast, we're about to get dumped on again this weekend with another snowstorm. So the things are blooming, but they're also, you know, being covered in snow. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? The analogy of it. All right. So things are blossoming, things are coming through, but it's definitely a blossoming of awareness. And we have the Queen of Wands as the second card out here. So this is stepping into our power, right? This is the dynamic creatrix. That's who the Queen of Wands is. All right. She is magnetic. She is charismatic. She is sexy as hell. You know what I mean? She knows what she wants. She's not afraid to go after it. She's not afraid to speak her truth. to speak her mind, to live her truth. And that's a big energy that was coming through in the reading that I did earlier as well. This importance of living our truth, not just speaking it, but living it. All right. And she is doing that. She is in her creative power. So it's awareness, little seeds of awareness that are sprouting, that are enabling us to step more deeply into our power and to be more powerful creators of our reality. Apparently, multiple lineages of secret societies come from those teachings. What teachings are these, Jamie? Ooh, line from Sedona to St. George, Utah. Something about St. George. That feels really good to me, Jamie, St. George. I really would love to go. New Mexico has drawn me for a really long time. Utah. Even Colorado was the first one. So that whole Four Corners, maybe the Four Corners is where I need to visit. Because I've been drawn, and I just love Arizona because of Sedona. Multiple lineage of secret societies. Are we going back to Solomon's Temple here? What are we talking about with the lineages of secret societies? Oh, Annika's getting dumped on with the snow too. Oh. Final clearing of the age of Pisces. I was feeling that for Pluto. Is that what we're talking about with the final clearing for the age of Pisces? Or is that what you mean with the eclipses, Jamie, that you're feeling it as the clearing of the age of Pisces? I felt that as Pluto's last transit through Pisces as being the final clearing of the age of Pisces. Let's see. All right. Tell me more about the Page of Swords here. Knight of Swords. Yeah, so this is allowing us to take action. So these seeds of awareness that are sprouting, that are allowing us to have this breakthrough, right? This is fire sign energy too. So this could be representative of the eclipse in Aries, Chiron in Aries. This activation that we're receiving here that's allowing us to step into our confidence. And then take that swift action where it's necessary. Communication too. I'm feeling a major push, like we said, to live and speak our truth. But I'm feeling like there's many of us this eclipse season and during this portal energy too, where we're being called to speak our truth. There's somewhere where we haven't been speaking our truth. And so we're being called to do that now. We have the King of Cups here. This could be the truth when it comes to the truth within our heart. Something that we're feeling on an emotional level. To take actions that are emotionally fulfilling. To take actions that speak to our emotional truth and support our emotional truth. And oh, thank you to anyone who has sent gifts. I didn't actually see those gifts coming in, but thank you. I feel like a couple people have sent them on TikTok, so you are so appreciated. All right. Yeah. Tell me more about this emotional truth. What do we need to know about this truth within our hearts? Those are the seeds, right? That's the awareness. The awareness is of the truth within our hearts. Hello, Solik. Jamie, you're amazing. You are. You are amazing. You are such a gift. Such a wealth of information she is. If you guys don't follow Jamie, go ahead and give her a follow. Life in Bloom with Jamie. She's on TikTok and she's also on YouTube and Instagram, I think. Yes, I know as well. All right. We are doing a collective reading right now for everybody on TikTok. I love you all. Clear. Let's see. Tell us more about this truth within our hearts. I will tell everybody who has love questions right now. I see a lot of love questions that are, as we're seeing in this reading right now. All right. The truth within our hearts is being revealed and people are going to be more apt to speak that truth. We just had that eclipse, the sister eclipse, or one of the sisters. There's a whole lot of sister action going on with this eclipse, you guys. It's got all kinds of sisters. But the lunar eclipse that we just had in Libra was all about relationships. All right, and this is bringing more energy. So whatever is happening in your relationships right now, just know that it is destined and fated, and to pay attention to what's happening, to pay attention to where you're being led within that relationship, and to speak the truth that's on your heart. Don't worry so much about the other person. This energy, this Aries energy, is all about, we don't leave the ball in somebody else's court. All right, if we want answers, if we want to know something, we ask. If we don't wait for somebody else to make the first move, we don't wait for somebody else to tell us what we need to know. All right, we ask, we take the action. And if somebody isn't willing to reciprocate, then we stop worrying about them and we move on. All right, because this is a time where divine soulmates are coming into our lives. All right, where twin flames are uniting. This year, 2024, is a powerful activation and awakening of the divine masculine. All right, so we have a lot of divine masculines awakening right now. It's powerful, powerful stuff. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Matt. I am not. All right, so we have the 3 of coins coming out here. This is putting in the work. All right, putting in the work to craft our reality, to craft our dreams. This is about getting, it's like finding and recognizing that truth within our heart. What has meaning to us? Oh, you're very sweet. What has meaning to us, and putting action toward that. Consistent, committed, imperfect action, as I'm being taught in the program that I'm enrolled in right now. All right, that's really all it takes. Tell me more about this 3 of Pentacles here. And this is going to be a time where it becomes very clear whether the things that we are invested in us, and whether the things that we're invested in are actually filling our spirit, filling our cup or not. Like we said, and part of how we really see this energy coming through is with Neptune in a square to the galactic center right now. All right, Neptune, who's still in loose conjunction to Venus, who's really bringing through the heart opening with this eclipse. This energy of what is not aligned with our soul being so apparent and feeling so uncomfortable that we simply cannot stomach it anymore. All right, so this is where we're going to see everything. It's like eclipse season is all about fate. It's all about destiny. It's about aligning us with our destiny, right? Like we said earlier. So we're going to see and we're going to know what is destined and fated, what is meant for us and what is not, by what stays in our reality and what wants to leave. And if something's trying to leave, don't hold on to it. Don't let yourself be dragged. All right? Simply surrender and allow. Put your focus, put your work, put your effort, put your energy into that which fulfills you. Into what lights you up. And if you're having difficulty doing that or figuring out what lights you up and you want assistance with that, please reach out to me. I offer so many different services, honestly. Like, I assist people in liberating themselves, liberating their souls, cosmic liberation, all right? Stepping into their sovereignty, finding their purpose, finding their path, walking that path. So if you want assistance with that, if you want assistance activating your spiritual gifts, reach out to me. My email is on my website. My website is linked in all of my different social medias. You can find it easily. If you have difficulty, DM me, let me know. Drop a comment if you're on YouTube. Okay? And any of you guys on TikTok who are enjoying this live stream, you can check out the totality of it on YouTube. We went into all of the omens and all of the wild, wild stuff that you won't hear anywhere else regarding the energies of the total solar eclipse. So go ahead and check that out on YouTube. That beginning part, I needed my notes, so I couldn't do it live on TikTok. I know you guys on YouTube heard me say that like 20 minutes ago, but everybody hops on and off on TikTok, so bearing with it. Vita says, love is the highest vibration. Abso-fucking-lutely. The four corners in the future is the future home of enlightenment, like the future Himalayas. Tanya, I would not. So this is, we're talking about the four corners in the United States where Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, and Arizona meet. I would not be the union of the four directions, right? Four sacred directions of the universe. That's powerful, Tanya. I would not be surprised by that. And honestly, I could see myself there. I really could. I would really, really love that. Yeah, maybe that's where we're going to start our community, you guys, right? Somewhere within the four corners, within that energy. So we have strength coming out here. This is perseverance. This is taming our personal demons. Tell me more. See how she has this beautiful third eye activation going on here? She's being led by her inner sight. And that strength comes from that heart center and that solar plexus. Powerful, powerful symbology on that card. Being led by our intuition, inspired action. And we do have Mars right now conjunct Saturn and Pisces, which is really leading us forward with that inspired action. But this is more of that energy of us stepping into our sovereignty. These cards really complement each other quite well, don't they? Queen of Wands and the Strength card. And then we've got the Two of Wands. We've got the two doors here. These are the two timelines. These are the two portals, right? The new earth and the old earth. These are also choices. Tell me more about this, Spirit, about these choices. And this is a Mars and Aries card. Tell me more about these two choices. We have Temperance, representing, we're going to say one choice. Tell me about the other choice. If Temperance is one option, what's the other choice? Interesting. So we got Death on the bottom of the deck, Scorpio energy here. Temperance being Sagittarius energy. All right. And then we have the Seven of Cups with the Eight of Cups. So this is walking away. This is all right. So this is what Spirit's saying about the choices. This is where we're going with this here. All right. There's patience required. And I feel like there has been patience that's been required for a really long time here. Okay, so long that people are becoming impatient. But you notice how there's two portals here as well? We got the fire and the water. And this is interesting. This is significant here because we talked about how we're on the fourth cycle on this planet right now. And we had 3 times previously resets by water, and now we're having a reset by fire. All of these eclipses, by the way, happening in fire signs, aside from the 2023 eclipse, which was in Libra, I believe, which was an air sign. Air feeding fire. All right, so there's this energy here. We got the two portals, the two options again. They're being connected by a rainbow here. Which to me is, I'm thinking of the Rainbow Bridge, which is the another word for the Bridge of Ascension. All right. And the Rainbow Bridge, water, there's a portal of water connected to a portal of fire. So there's this energy of the purification. Ooh, this goes right in line with the resets here. The purification of water leading to the purification of fire. It's like we had to be baptized to go with the Christian symbology here, right? We had to be purified, baptized by the water 3 times, 3 being a number of divinity, before we could alchemize through fire. 4, the 4th time. That's powerful. And the way I set this down, you guys can't see it on the camera, but the light was hitting the fire, so it was making the fire glow. It was kind of crazy how I set that down on my desk here. So the purification of water allows us to enter this ascension process, to move across the rainbow bridge of ascension and the point of alchemy, the fire, moving through the fire, allowing that process, that further purification, that final purification that gives way to the ultimate ascension. And what I mean by the ultimate ascension is we have had ascension cycles on Earth before. Some people ascended, many did not. The false matrix remained intact. This time, the false matrix is being dismantled and we're all ascending. Not everyone's going to be ascending to a 5 or 6D reality. Some people, it'll be another 3D planet or 4D reality, right? But everyone is breaking free of the matrix. This is huge. This is what makes this so big, because that has never been done before. And if you guys don't know what the false matrix is, check out, I've been linking the live stream that I did on this on YouTube and at the end of all my videos. It's called What is Really Going On Here? And we talk about the AI inverted matrix. All right. So this is powerful stuff. Whew. And then this, it's like all the confusion, walking away from the confusion. Walking away from all of the chaos. And I feel this in not just the typical sense of like the things in our lives that are chaotic, but it feels like the chaos of the mind, the chaos of the emotional body, the chaos of the heart, the chaos, the energy of overwhelm, the overstimulation, right? Because that's what the false matrix is programmed to do, right? To keep us disconnected from ourselves, to keep us on the hamster wheel, to keep us running and chasing and in these cycles of confusion. You know what I mean? Distraction. It's like walking away from the distractions. That's what this is. There we go. That's what I was trying to articulate there. Walking away from the distractions. Going through this alchemical process. Walking away from the distractions. And isn't this interesting? This is Saturn in Pisces, which is, that's the conjunction I was talking about, Saturn and Mars in Pisces right now. Perfecting on the 10th, I believe it is. Anything else before we pull some activation cards? And maybe a couple Lightworkers Oracle. Yeah, the Lightworkers Oracle wants to come out. We have the Tree of Life. Boom. And this refers to the two paths as well, right? Because the Tree of Life is also known, what they talk about in the Kabbalah, right? The tree of good and evil. And how we came here to experience all, we came to move down the tree. This represents descending through the levels, right? Through the tree of good and evil, experiencing those dual experiences and then ascending back up again and ascending out. So I think that's fascinating that that's the final card that we pull here from this deck. And the Palace of Cups, which is the Palace of Emotion. And then the companion to the Queen of Wands with the King of Wands here. And that ultimate clarity that we were talking about. Ace of Swords. Boom. Done. All right, let's pull a couple Lightworker Oracle cards. Yeah, that was a really good live stream, you guys. And we're gonna be doing more live streams like that coming up shortly on Rumble. So if you guys haven't followed me on Rumble yet, go ahead and do that. The link to Rumble is in my link tree on TikTok, and it is in my the description box for most of the videos on YouTube. I believe we have enough people now that we will be able to do live streams on there. I forget what the number that you need to have was, but I think we're up to like 33 or something like that. Clear. Hello, Shirley. You missed a lot. We're just about at the end of the live stream. The full live stream is available on YouTube. And we covered a lot. This was a really powerful live stream. So I highly suggest that you check me out on YouTube and you watch the replay on YouTube, because it's there's a lot of really good stuff there. YouTube's linked in my link tree in my bio. All right, Lightworkers Oracle, that's what we're being called to use here. Good old faithful. This is a classic. This was one of my first Oracle decks, and I still love it. I still love it. It's like back to basics here. Clear. It gives such great ratings, so many powerful cards, simple, to the point, but also like really complex messages in the guidebook. One day, you guys, I am manifesting this. I am going to, people are going to pay me to test out their decks and stuff like that. And one day I will have my own. Maybe we could even create one as a tribe. That would be cool, right? There's already the Sacred Rebel deck, but I don't think there's a Cosmic Rebel deck yet. So we could do that. All right, let's get some final closing information. 4/4 portal. Solar eclipse in Aries. 4/4 to 4/8. You do, Shirley? So you have a great artist. That's amazing. I need somebody. I need to do a logo as well. I've been thinking about doing like a logo contest or something like that. I have one that I have an idea of a logo that I want representing the dark and the light, but I need something that, you know, isn't copyrighted to somebody else. So that's something that we might do in the beginning. Oh, your son is an artist. Oh, that's beautiful. Wonderful. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you guys, this is definitely something that we could create together. I think it would be really cool. So we have the fourth ray of harmony. You guys, the fourth ray of harmony. You guys on TikTok, you missed this, but the fours, we talked about the significance of the fours with the solar eclipse, and I got tons of videos on YouTube that really go into detail on this. So if you guys on TikTok don't follow me on YouTube and you're interested in this stuff, you should. But this is just absolutely ridiculous. And look at the portal opening up in the center of his being here. Bubbles representing to me messages from spirit. All right, you guys, we're going to have to dig into this in a second. Let's see what else. We got the Rainbow Bridge of Ascension that was on the bottom of the deck. You cannot make this up. All right? You can't make this up. I love it when we pull the Oracle cards, grounding, wanting to come out for us. And they just reinforce everything that we've talked about. And then we have Initiation by Air, card 24. Fourth ray of harmony is, so obviously the fourth ray, but it's also card number 6, so still a multiple of 2 there. All right, 24, also a multiple by 2 of 2. And this is the activation, the initiation of the mental body. All right, we talked about that a little bit with Mercury retrograde, right? We talked about that. We've talked about it, basically. So we're going to get into the fourth ray of harmony, though. And then hold your center, which is card number 34. We're talking about that eclipse in 2034, right? So we got card number 34. And then under that, we have the power of the divine masculine, which we were also talking about with the activation this year of the divine masculine, the awakening of the divine masculines. So, and the dark night of the soul in reverse, right? This is the energy many of us have been in that we're finally beginning to come out of, hopefully. And if you're not, reach out to me if you want any assistance in that process. All right, so let's look at this fourth ray of harmony here. And see in the divine masculine card, there's the bubbles here as well. Hello, welcome to the tribe, Inspirational Vibes. And I opened up to the power of the divine masculine. That's interesting energy. An empowering energy seeks expression from within. It wishes to free you from confusion, paralysis, and stagnancy. It seeks to stir you into consciously chosen action, greater discipline, and focus. It's time to end the frustration of repeating old patterns. You are ready to break through into a new way of life. Feel inspired, be energized, and focus on your dreams and desires. Take steps to manifest them on the physical plane. Believe your success is inevitable. And this is something that I've been working with lately. The energy of it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. All right, empowering words, empowering mind state, really mastering that mental body. That's what that strength card was all about as well. The masculine very much ruling the mental body. So a real need to master that mental body, to stay rooted and grounded and centered, like we said, in our vibration as we continue to move along this timeline, right? This new timeline. When we talk about the activation or the awakening of the divine masculines this year, we're not just talking about physical masculines, right? Although we are, because not all, right? But a lot of people who hold strong masculine energy do choose to incarnate with a masculine body to have that experience. People also choose different experiences. We all have a masculine and feminine essence within us. And so it's that essence that's being activated within each and every single one of us as well. And that is what that card was talking about. Our ability to be decisive, our ability to act, our ability to focus our will and our drive, and to have that confidence. This is the Mars energy, right? This is the Aries energy. Yeah, absolutely, Lisa. And we have been having some crazy solar flares, you guys, which makes sense, right? We're building up to that great solar flash. All right, the sun is our access, our portal to source energy. All right, our sun is a powerful player and force within this ascension process. Yeah, so the solar activity is just going to get more and more wild as we continue to move forward. That's not going to stop. It's going to get more and more wild. All right, so this fourth ray of harmony says, the fourth ray of harmony comes to you now with the qualities of beauty, harmony, and balance. It empowers you to complete a spiritual initiation. Any conflict you experience now serves your divine purpose. It will eventually become the fuel you need to be born anew. Something negative will be transformed into something positive. The Archangel Gabriel helps you to receive the blessing of the fourth ray of harmony now. When the fourth ray of harmony is active in your life, you are approaching spiritual initiation, which creates a whole new person, a new you. This is the you that is more aligned. This is the you as you merge more completely with your higher self, right? Initiation may begin with feeling torn between two choices or realities. You cannot make this up. You may wonder if you have what it takes to get through this. You do. As you discover your strength to be patient with the process, rather than trying to force an outcome prematurely, eventually you will outgrow the conflict altogether, emerging as a wiser, more powerful you. You will have gained a positive outcome from what was once considered to be a negative situation. When the fourth ray of harmony becomes stronger in your soul, avoid becoming scattered, out of balance, or swinging from one extreme to the other in thoughts, actions, and emotions. You will need to keep grounding yourself and being moderate rather than all or nothing in your life choices. This will create your successful outcome more swiftly than trying to force something to happen immediately. So, girl, drink that black tea. All right. The challenge and the gift with the fourth ray of harmony is the increased sensitivity to beauty it engenders. Music takes on a whole new emotional depth. The beauty or chaos in your environment and even the colors you wear have more impact on you than usual. You can use this increased sensitivity to your advantage by choosing art, music, colors, and so on that feel good for you. And this is important anyway, right? Is everything that we're consuming, everything that we're consenting to, everything that we're entertaining is influencing our vibration and our reality. All right, so this is all by design, the fact that we become more sensitive. We become more sensitive to the people we spend time around as well, right? The mainstream is still operating in a fear-based energy. With increased sensitivity, you can at times be more affected by this, especially during eclipse season. This is why we need to shield our energy, you guys, and make sure that we are staying focused and grounded. And as Molly McCord said in a video that she did recently on the Mercury retrograde, stay in your lane, right? If you are experiencing increased negativity, depression, doubt, fear, or emotional instability, this is likely why. You can overcome this without shutting down. When you sense it happening, respond with a loving discipline. You might meditate, journal, dance, create art, listen to music, exercise, have a bath, or spend time in nature to bring yourself back to balance. This ray has a special connection to the arts and guides you to create. You are encouraged to trust your own creativity, to enjoy it, and use it to help heal yourself and perhaps others too. When Archangel Gabriel enters your life, there will be an emphasis on the use of sound for healing and balance. So the words you use, affirmations, for example, will be very powerful. So will music. You may use sound to help balance and restore your energy. You'll know when it has worked because you will feel happier and find life simpler. You may not immediately solve an issue, but start doing what you need to take care of yourself, knowing resolution is on its way. And to complete this, I think, and look at that where I cut the deck to. 27, all right? 2027. So we have 2034. Hold your center. And then we have 2027, which is cosmic heart, cosmic Christ. All right? Christ consciousness. Done. Mic drop right there. Right friggin' there. Okay? Clear. I'm done. But we are going to do a singing bowl. Just a little play of the singing bowl to wrap this up, since we were talking about sound healing there. And I want to use my solar plexus bowl, which I haven't used before. So this is all about empowerment and activation. All right. Activating that solar plexus. Activating that beautiful divine masculine energy, that beautiful Aries energy here. Be gentle. I've learned to be gentle with these. And I'm not doing personal questions on this particular live stream, but I do sometimes. So go ahead and give me a follow just in case for the next time that I go live. All right. Yes, this is the E solar plexus. All right. Everybody, and hold on, I'm going to unplug the mic here because I don't know how this is going to work. Well, actually, you guys, let me know on YouTube how this sound carries with the mic. Could you hear that? Oh yeah, the Mercury retrograde in Aries. That energy is powerful. Did anyone hear the singing bowl when I played it just then? You can? All right, beautiful. All right, so everybody close your eyes. Bringing some energy in first. Or which way are we going right now? No, we're going counter, so we're releasing first. Closing your eyes, tapping into your heart space, tapping into that solar plexus. Releasing anything that is blocking you, anything that is standing in your way from stepping into your courage, your confidence. Letting that go, letting that simply melt away. Perhaps releasing resistance. Releasing the ego, the self-will, so that your higher will can take the reins. Releasing also any toxic impressions of divine masculine energy, of your own divine masculine energy. Stepping into a more aligned place with your divinity and its masculine expression. Now, moving forward, clockwise, calling energy in. It's harder to play this way. Hold on. Calling in the energy of empowerment. Calling in the energy of inspired action, of confidence. Calling in your own divinity. Your ability to take inspired, empowered action in the world, to make your dreams a reality, to speak your truth, to own your truth, to live your truth. Let the energy, let the waves wash over you, calling this in powerfully. Your I am power, your I am presence. I am empowered. I am courage. I am strength. I am beauty. I am divinity. I am love. If you guys have singing bowls at home, work with these singing bowls. Tuning forks, binaural beats, the sounds of nature, anything that you can do to work with this energy of sound healing. It's powerful stuff. I've never heard that. That was a powerful frequency, wasn't it? You're welcome. Thank you, Tanya. I think I'm probably going to use that singing bowl when I do the I'm going to do a meditation for you guys on connecting with the Grand Central Sun to bring through the light codes and the healing there. I think I might use that one for it. Ooh, that was nice. All right, I love you so much. I hope that you guys enjoyed this live stream. Hello, Sally. I hope that you all enjoyed this live stream. This was super powerful. So much good information that came through here. Hello, Shauna. Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. You guys are amazing. I'll see some of you on the Patreon later tonight. If there's anybody who's really wanted to join, but there's been a barrier financially speaking, please let me know. Shoot me an email. I don't want anyone to feel like that's preventing them from being able to join us. All right. We can figure something out, work something out. It's not very expensive, but if there are people who have had that as a block or a barrier, just let me know. So I'll enjoy seeing some of you there tonight. I am so glad that we were able to connect and do this live stream together. Also for whoever it is that's on TikTok right now. We got a troll on there. I don't know if there's anybody else. That's okay. That's okay. Everybody just likes their questions answered. If I don't have time to do that sometimes, the live stream kind of, but that's okay. I wanted to show some love to the people on TikTok who did love and miss me. So yeah, it is tonight. It is tonight. Nope. So it's tonight and then it's on the 9th and then we're going to be going bi-weekly after that. So I sent the link. I sent you the link, Annika, and I posted it on the Patreon for everybody as well. So what was I saying there? Yeah, we're going to be doing the live calls this Tuesday and next Tuesday. And then from there, we're going to go bi-weekly. Spirit just wanted us to receive the energy activations to kind of like prepare for the energy for the portal. And then the day after. So the next one after tonight will be the day after the eclipse. And I think we'll be just kind of recalibrating our energy. Yes, I did. And the replay as well. I can send that to you, Annika. I can send you the replay. Yeah, so let me know if you want me to send you the link to the replay. I can do that as well. I can send you the replay from last week as well. Yeah, I know it's super late for you. So if you want to catch the replay, I think tonight we're going to be doing the group aura. So that's going to be a really powerful one tonight. Okay, everyone. I will talk to you all soon. If there's anybody still watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, if you're watching this an hour and 26 minutes in, you should definitely subscribe to the channel. Welcome to the tribe. You belong here. And if anyone hasn't liked the live stream yet, go ahead and do so. All right. And I'm going to say goodbye to whoever's here on TikTok. Love you, honor you, respect you. If you want to catch the full live stream, it is available on YouTube. All right. So I'll see you guys soon. Much love. You know all the rest. All right. Bye.